こんばんは、こんにちは、もうわかった。Anyways, good morning, good evening, I don't know what anymore? But I'm sure, yeah. Yep, it should be proper. No. Yep, it should be. I think. Hold on, for some reason. Okay, is this better? Okay. Okay, so sorry, my subtitles are having some issues right now. Sorry about that, but it's fine. はい、少々何か問題があってね。はい、これでやってるはずなんです。じゃあこれにしますか。So yeah, sorry about that. So this is your dark skin wolf boy VTuber Rokuro. And good morning, good evening, good afternoon. We're back to class. Yup. So I know it's sad to be back to reality, but yeah, we're all back to reality. I hate going to work. I hate going to work. 仕事なんて嫌だ. No thanks. Like, no, please. No más a trabajar, or I don't know. I don't know how to Spanish. That's one thing I haven't actually learned, I guess. But so yeah, I hope you aren't that rusty in Japanese yet. So you know what? Let's go to the exciting portion already. And let's be on our way to... Okay, so there isn't anything playing right now because, as usual... Yep. Media request is open! Yes, so, go ahead and use the command SR, I think. So for example, if you want like a song, this is just like a sample though. What can I get as a song? Of course, I would use like my own cover, of course, but like for example, this is how it should look like. Yeah, for example. But yeah. So how's everyone doing so far? Like I hope the new year has been treating you well so far. So yeah, now I am back to like having to struggle to constantly adjust my stuff. Just because, you know. But yeah, I miss you drawing. Before that, I kind of want to adjust my XP pen's like pressure. If you... I know, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing? I think what a lot of artists do is this. Like this, I think. So it would look like... Or we could go with... guess. Whatever. So yeah, a bit of a review from last week. So not last week. It's literally like a whole month. We have not done basic Japanese for a whole month. Damn. Damn, son. Karasai. I love how I'm just like Karasai or something. I don't know. So what have we done last month? So we discussed a bit of like word order, how the word order in the Japanese language feels the opposite of, you know, the word order in English. Like almost in a lot of like cases actually, except the subject, which sometimes can be omitted. The rest of like the stuff, like the direct object, indirect object, verb, it's like the reverse. So if you've noticed from these examples, and of course, certain examples that come to play as well. For example, our frequency adverbs, we noticed that a lot of them actually come immediately after the subject. Kinda interesting, right? And then we have the topic particle, which is not. And when I mean it is not, I mean never. It is not the translation for the be verb. Remember, the be verb, the linking verb, is your des, deshita, da, datta. All of those. But yeah, and of course we had like a bit of kanji as well. But now a new year, new lesson, I guess. Okay, what have I taught everyone though? Okay, so since this is like a new lesson, in accordance with the scriptures, when I mean the scriptures, it's Genki. Yep, for those who are curious, I'm using I'm using Genki. And why isn't okay, this should be better. I don't know. I hope this is better. Nah, this is better. So, never mind this. It's not that I'm using the mixer, so funny how I had to like do a bunch of stuff basically. Okay, this might be better. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, never mind. Sorry about that. So we have a new lesson in accordance with, you know, Genki. So we start with vocabulary. We start with vocabulary. Of course, we have to learn new words. I want a nice red color. This is, I guess this? I guess. So, yeah, for the newcomers here, if you may have, not really newcomers, but if you haven't, visited me since like last year, you may have noticed I'm no longer streaming in my iPad. Like, not anymore. This is like my computer. So vocabulary is officially, in Japanese called goi. Like this. Hold on. I think. Let me actually check. Yes, I was correct. So vocabulary is goi, or sometimes it's called tango. If I could just like move a bunch of my stuff over somewhere else. Because my camera is a bit far. So yeah, either way, it works. Either way it works, honestly. Not much of a deal. Okay, if I could just like adjust it. So of course we start off with nouns. Okay, so nouns first. Nouns, or they're called meishi. You'll be surprised sometimes, Okay, how am I supposed to do this again? What's that control? You know what? I kinda give up here. So yeah, we start with this is 映画 which means movie. Maybe I could just put it below. Yeah, I think this format should be nice as well. So eiga means movie, and we have yeah, forgive me. I have like a bit of like a line, like you know. For some reason, when it comes to these kinds of stuff, I'm a bit perfectionist. So 音楽 which means music. Third one, let's go for So 雑誌 is magazine. Yep. Okay, I'm like adjusting a bunch of stuff, like a bunch of stuff. Oh well. I think we should be good for now. Okay, let's go for next word. So this is sports, which means, well, sports. Okay, so and we have our next one. あ、ダットさん、あ、はい、来てくれてありがとうございます。はい、ただいまね、英語圏向けに、初級日本語を、教えています。教えている配信となっております。はい。まあ、ナットさんも、参加していただければ、嬉しいです。は はい、ちなみに海外勢です。日本語は僕していませんので、まあ、どうかお手柔らかに。まあ、英語を話す際はね、字幕翻訳も使っていますので、わからない言葉なども、どうぞ、字幕をお便りしてください。Okay, next word. Okay. Date. So this is like a date, like a romantic one. Like not the calendar one. Not a calendar date. And then next one, next word will be so terebi. So terebi, the hint here is it's actually terebi television. So yeah, it's TV. So you'll see actually a lot of what do you call it? Shortcuts. So there'll be like a lot of shortcutting in the Japanese language, especially if especially for words that are originally foreign to them. And then we'll have our next word. Thank goodness for the Control Z. So, 動画, which means a video. So, Rokuro, what's the difference? We have 映画 and 動画.さっきのスペースだったの？いえ実はリスナーの一人からまあ一回行ってみようかなと思ってとのことです。まあ僕なんかどうかお気になさらず。いやそこまでしなくてもいいと思いますので、まあといってもさ、もう切っちゃったんだからね。For those who are familiar, that is my first cover. Currently, yeah. はい、している皆さんが、いると思いますが、今流れている曲はね、僕の、カバー曲の第一曲です。体でもとかアイドル曲いいぞ。Idol songs are great. The only downside is that you need another person. Okay, so where was I again? So, Rokuro, what's the difference between movie, eiga, and video, doga? Well, simply put, doga is like in general any like moving picture. And movie here in Japanese, this kanji means that it's projected. So you can think of this as, you know, a picture projected onto a screen. Which is basically, you know, movies when they first started. They're literally projected films. Okay, anyways, this should be okay, so I'll put on another curveball here. Rokuro, does this mean video as well? If you think about it, close. You're close, but not quite. Because this refers to a VCR, like a videotape. But then, given, you know, language evolves. Like, language will always evolve. Like, even Japanese. Like, Japanese is no exception to that rule. So eventually, video also refers to this one as well. At least nowadays. Video is basically equivalent to doga nowadays. So yeah, if you've noticed, like, why did I put them as like a chunk like this? It's because they're all under entertainment and sports. So I'll put in like another category and so next category would be like foods and drinks. I'm excited for that one as well. なんか暑くない? It's kind of hot. I don't know why. It's a bit hot. Even though it's snowing. Like in my stream, it's supposed to be snowing, but right now in my room, it's a bit hot. なんかこう、配信中ではね、寒いのはずなんですがね、なぜか部屋の中に暑い。部屋の中は結構暑い。わけがわかんないこの場所。全くわけがわかんないテキサス州は。Anyways, okay, for food and drink, so we have actually, hold on. I just realized I've taught this before. Yes, I just realized I was looking at the wrong. Yes, we've done this a month and a half before. Like all of these, we've done a month and a half before. So we should know about this already. Yeah, quite the fatal mistake. Nanka, すいませんでした。 Okay, so I was supposed to teach you like for lesson 4. Nanka gomen nasai. Nanka gomen nasai. You know what? We can go with this. Okay. To atone for my mistake. To atone. I can't believe I wasted everyone's like 30 minutes. Nanka gomen nasai. Okay, so for activities, yeah, we have only these, I guess. Arubaito. So arubaito means a part-time job. But Rokuro, this doesn't come from it. This doesn't make sense. There's no English word of. It doesn't like. The word arubaito doesn't feel English at all. Well, you're correct. Because this came from Germany. This was a German word. So yeah, remember, England and America are the only countries that influenced Japan. You also have influences by the Dutch, by the Portuguese, by Germany. Like for example, what's the Japanese word for bread? Pan. It's from Portugal. Okay? So arubaito means part-time job, so remember, yeah. And then we have what we've been doing last month. Kaimono. So kaimono is shopping. Probably just these two for now. And then next up, let's go for So people and things. 人と物。Okay, so we have probably the most the standard use for the first person, you know. Sorry. The first person pronoun. Remember, we have watashi. Or sometimes it's watashi, depending. So, how do we address like the second person? So the standard, you know, is it usually is hold on. I'm searching for like the reading again. Never mind. So, あなた。So for this one though, I would recommend using the hiragana only. Like you don't have to be over the top, I guess. Okay. An interesting thing here though is this is also used but only for female. But this is like rarely used, so you're better off with this. You have anata, and then next word. Inu. So which it means dog. Like I'm not a dog. By the way, I'm not a dog. By the way, I'm a wolf. Okay, I'm a wolf boy. Okami desu. So what's that in Japanese? What's a wolf in Japanese? That is why do you think my name is Rokuro? Yep, this is the kanji for wolf. So remember y'all, I'm not a dog, I'm a wolf. はい、皆さん、覚えてきてください。犬なんかじゃないです。狼です。覚えとけ。Okay, so next one should be so we have omiyage. Omiyage. So this is usually like this This is usually translated as souvenir. Or it could be like local specialty. Okay. And next word would beあ、痛い痛い痛い痛い。あ、痛い痛い痛い。なんで投げんな。痛いんです。なんでまったくみんな。Anyways. Okay, that one hurt. Okay, 言葉 Well, it means a child. That reminds me, like the Chinese for like a child is like 孩子, right? Was it this? No. What? How is it written again in Chinese? Huh? I forgot. There's something on the right. Oh, okay. Okay, got it. Okay. So it's like sometimes you just say like a small child is like 小孩子. Oh my god, I'm Okay, that was interesting. But yeah, just be careful because not all words in Japanese are the same in Chinese, basically. Warip-chan, ohayo gozaimasu. Ohayo. Good morning. I accidentally pressed Control Z. Okay, so our next word would be gohan. So gohan means it could refer to white rice, like cooked rice. Or it could refer to a meal. Remember asa gohan, hiru gohan, ban gohan. And also my note from like a month or two ago, that for this one, you can just use go in hiragana. You don't have to be pretentious and use this. Nah, optional. Like for a lot of times, the Japanese person would just go for like go ham. Okay, next. Shashin. So shashin is a photograph. Okay. So what about like a picture in general? I'll put it here as a special note. So yeah. So if we say shashin, they're just limited to photographs. Not like illustrated photos, no. If you want to include like illustrations and other like memes, whatever, you'll have to use the word gazo. Okay? Okay, next word. Squarius, desk. Okay. And then next word. Tegami. So tegami is a letter. And then next up would be so we have like the dog earlier. How about the cat? Neko. Rokuro, wait. Are we just supposed to accept this? Like, it feels like it's different, right? So there's another way to write the word inu in Japanese. So there's another kanji for it. And it's actually this one. This is rarely used, but I mean, not really rarely used, but uncommon. So it's uncommon, but you may see it from time to time. So you know this one, pan. So pan is bread. As I mentioned earlier, English is not the only foreign language for, with influence in Japanese. So the word, because the concept of bread was actually introduced by the Portuguese. then last for people and things. Hito. Hito means a person. Have you seen like a kanji as simple as this? Well, you have like 1, 2, 3. At least, you know, you'll add this as, you know, one of the kanji that's easier to write. Let me just adjust this. Okay. So we have words for activities, people, and things. How about places? Oopsie. So places, or in Japanese that's basho. Honestly though, it's actually pretty nice for you to remember all of these as well. Like, besides the vocabulary that I've been given, I also try to translate these into categories so that you have an idea, you know. And these become an addition to your vocabulary as well. Alright, so we have more places to have. No. I almost slipped my tongue. I was about to be sussy for a moment. Like, I was about to be sus. Ayashi. Okay, first place. Otera. So Otera is a Buddhist temple. Remember, if we're referring to a Shinto shrine, it's Jinja. If we're referring to a Buddhist, you know, place of worship or shrine equivalent, it's a Buddhist temple, it's Otera. Okay, next. Hold on. Let me make my box bigger. Okay. Koen is a park. Like, you know, parks and wildlife. Okay, next up we have Super. It literally means super, but this means like supermarket in Japan. What happened to the market? It got removed when, you know, shortcuts were made. Yep, it's one of those shortcuts. Okay, so another one of those, you know, omitted stuff during like the shortcutting process is departo. This is department store. So yeah, which makes sense because, you know, departamento. Departamento store would have been the full word, but we love shortcuts. As always. Okay, so let's proceed with our next word. I'm looking for my mouse. Oh, there. So, baste. So, we know this part. This is like a bus. So, what does this do? Well, this is like the stop part of the bus stop. Okay? Okay, next. So, byoin. Byoin. So, this is a hospital. And the next would be Honya. So this means a bookstore. But you know what? Another word for bookstore is sorry about that. So another word for bookstore is, well, a literal translation of bookstore, which is shoten. So shoten is, yeah, also bookstore. And then for like a small town, So this could be like a town or a small city. If it's like a metro city, you would refer to tokai or toshi. Yeah, they're like other words for the urban environment. And then up, so we have like activities, people and things, places, and time. So our next up would be time-related nouns. So time could be like jikan or jikoku, as you know, as I've written here. So you know the opposite of ashita, kino, right? You know kyo, ashita, and kino. So I'll put it in here just in case. And then we have sakki. So sakki means a little while ago, or just a few moments ago. Or just a moment ago, or yeah. But it's not far from the past, basically. It's not like far past. And then we have oops, sorry. So we have senshi, which means last week. Ah, hi, 水分補給します。So, let me drink some water. はーい。ちょっと待って。水をこぼさないように。はい、ありがとうございました。実はね、ジム帰りで、ジム帰りなんだ。So I just got back from the gym, so I'm like, although I did have dinner, so, which is nice.
彼女にルー確執の狼
You know what horny means in Japanese? Mura. So yeah, so if you want to call me horny wolf, just like call me Mura Okami. Nanka gomen nasai. I don't have to explain anything anymore, right? これ以上説明する必要ないでしょうね。ね。Oh, hentai is like more of a pervert. So, hentai, we have skebe. Yeah, these both mean. Yeah, these both mean pervert. Okay. Ah, なんかごめんなさい。はいはい、すいません。変態です。スケベです。ごめんなさい。なんか最近みんなに言われたんだよな。変態だって、スケベだって。For some reason, a lot of people have been calling me perv. Like, okay, I'm sorry. Is it because of that one R18 illustration? Yeah, it's probably because of that one NSFW illustration. Definitely. Ow! Y'all merciless. Like, you're... No. Subtitles, no, that's not what I said. Oh my god. Okay, where was I? Last week. And then probably last time word would be... Hi. Okay, I'm required to howl now. So, 遠吠えしてくださいと。Okay, せーの。どうだった? So how was it? If you could if you could just give me a few moments, I'm wondering what's happening. Okay, oh. 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 Okay, I think... Okay, is this better now? Yeah, I hope this is better now. Okay. I actually have like my mic muted from the desktop side. Okay, verbs in Japanese are called godan doshi. So the doshi part is like, so this one is verb. But why is it godan? This requires a special explanation. There's a certain explanation why it's called godan. But it requires like a bit of like Japanese knowledge already. So it's hard for me to explain as of the moment. Okay, let's go for verbs. First, ow. This is to meet. Usually a person, you know? So, our special note here would be... So, for example, rokuro ni au. So, to meet rokuro or something. So, aru. So, aru means there is. So, for this one, this is special because eventually we'll learn about like transitive verbs and intransitive verbs. So yeah, in general, a lot of like intransitive verbs will have will use the subject particle ga instead of the object particle o. Because for intransitive verbs, there's no direct object to speak of. Okay? Okay, quite better. Huh. Okay, next word. Okay. So in the park, I already mentioned the Japanese for park. So we are meeting Rokuro in the park. Ito. So in the park first, so koen. De. Rokuro So like the person you're meeting with, ni. And then ao is the dictionary form, but we'll use the present affirmative. So instead of, you know, ao becomes I. So I must. So if you want like a continuation of that, like and do stuff and like within the same sentence, you need what we call the te form, which we'll learn eventually but not currently, but not right now. That's a bit ahead. So as for like naughty things, so it could be like ecchi na koto, or yarashii koto, or sometimes it's just icha-icha suru. So yeah, to do naughty things, yeah, you can say ecchi na koto o suru, yarashii koto o suru, or icha-icha suru. Yep. I know what you're thinking. Why are you teaching this, Rokuro? Why are you teaching this? Might as well, you know. Might as well. Y'all perverts. Y'all are perverts, you know? I love y'all. So we've seen this word already, like kaibono. We've noticed it already earlier. So kaibono is shopping. And then kao is to buy. So this is your usual like transitive verb. So this is like we use an object particle. We use o. And then next up, I hate this kanji for one reason. There's a lot of lines. So kaku, which means to write. So to write something, so you'll be using an object particle as usual. Okay, next word. So toru, we have toru, which means to take pictures. And then next word would be matsu. So matsu, which means to wait. And then last verb would be Oh my god. So wakaru is to understand. So for this one, actually, we'll use just the subject particle. Ga. So for example, if we understand something, we say, nani nani ga wakarimasu. So for example, if I want to say, hey, I understand Japanese. Nihongo ga wakarimasu. Okay? Yep, wakarimashita. Yes, understood. That's what it literally means. And then probably the only verb here. Okay, contrary to verbs, which in Japanese are called godan doshi, so it has to, it has to do something with like having to use like 5 steps or something. So rule verbs in Japanese are called ichidan doshi. Ryokai! Itterashai! So, Rokuro, why is it ichidan doshi? What have you noticed so far when you conjugate a verb to its present tense, to its present affirmative? For example, taberu. To eat, right? So to transform this to tabemasu, what do you do? what do you do first? Remove the ru. And basically, for a lot more forms of conjugation, a lot more conjugation forms, for ru verbs, all you have to do is remove the ru at the end. That's the only step you need. Hence, it's called ichidan doshi. There's only one thing you should do. This will be clear the more we actually go to other conjugation forms. But believe me for now. Okay, for ru verbs, there's only like one verb. Iru, which means there is. Okay, what's the difference? So there's aru and iru. What's the difference? So for aru, the special note here, we use aru to explain the to say an inanimate object exists. Like for example, a toy. What kind of toy? I do not know. Ehe. For iru, we use iru to describe the existence of an animate object. Usually humans and animals. So for inanimate objects, it's, for example, like whatever objects we have, and then plants, fungi, whatever. So if you want to say, hey, I have a handkerchief. So you would say, ハンカチがあります. But what if I want to say I have a friend? 友達がいます. Okay? We will explain more eventually. But for now, accept my brief explanation. Don't worry. Okay, so next up would be So adverbs is 副詞 And then other expressions, so is sonota no hyōgen, so other expressions. I know it's kind of long, but oh well. Okay. So let's go with this first. So gurai is basically an adverb, like approximately. Yep. And then this would be like an expression. I use this a lot. Gomennasai. Yeah, I use this a lot. Like, gomennasai. So this is less formal than suimasen. So, only use gomennasai for like friends and people you already know. But for your teachers, bosses, whatever, suimasen, 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 don't go gomennasai. No, no, no. That's rude. Okay, another expression. So dakara, so it's usually at the beginning of a sentence. Dakara, so this means so or therefore. And the next word is actually an adverb, so which is taksang. So taksang is many or a lot. So for example, if I would want to say, I said a lot of dirty jokes. たくさん下ネタを言いました。So dirty jokes is 下ネタ. Like, 下. So next word would be. So it's simply to, but this is like immediately followed by a verb. So this is an adverb in the sense that, you know, you are doing something with another person. So for example, oh my god, I only have like dirty jokes. なんかワイダンワイダンっていうかYeah, I'm like that sometimes. I'm sorry. なんかごめんなさい。Oh wait, so what if you want to say, I studied with this person. I will study. So, whatever person と勉強します。For example, okay, and then other. So this is an expression, but also like a question word. So we have like an expression word, a question word. Interestingly, you can say なぜなんで何故 So there are like other ways to say why. And the next word would be So 一人で means alone. So 一人で something something something. And then probably last one for today. Hello, もしもし、警察ですか? Hello, is this the police? So yeah, this should be our, you know. Damn, this is like a lot. I hope y'all aren't really tired yet because I know this may have been like a lot. So I just have this line for now so that I know like my boundaries basically. So because our next section will now, for our next section, we'll deal with grammar. Although just a bit of grammar, I guess, not a lot. So now we've learned a bunch of vocabulary. So we start from like nouns, and then places. Sorry, nouns we have activities, people and things, places and time. And then we have verbs, proverbs, and then some other stuff like adverbs and other expressions. Now we'll proceed with grammar. So grammar in Japanese is bunpo. So for grammar actually, we'll be first explaining So I already briefly, touched on arimas and imas as as we were discussing those vocabularies before. Now we'll actually go a bit more in depth. So as I've mentioned earlier, if we say so the X here is like a verb. Sorry, not a verb. So X here is a noun. Oh, my OneNote died. I don't know how and why it died, but oh well. It crashed. So something garimas basically means that there is or there are X. But as I mentioned earlier, the arimas is for non-living things or non-inanimate objects. So in this case, the particle ga here presents the nouns as having existing. Okay? So you can use this this verb actually to further explain where that something that noun exists. So for example, okay, what's a good one? Yeah. Okay, let's go a bit safer here, I guess. So gomi is trash or garbage. Hi, yokai, Sibu Hokyu. Hold on. お水ない。So, I don't have water. I don't have water. Hold on. Nanka gomennasai. Hi, I'm trash. Hi. Yes, I need water. I'm a thirsty hoe. Okay, I guess it's time for... No. I guess for the next ad break, I'll get some water. I want my water white and thick. Nice! 2ヶ月連続サブスクありがとうございます Thank you for the second consecutive month subscription! やったーSupporting the horny, yeah, go in. No, you did not, I did not say shit. I did not say shit. Okay, 手配する、手配できます。hold on. So this, potential form. So this means tehai is to arrange. So this literally means, oh, I can arrange this for you. I can have this arranged. So yeah, soon, potential form. But I think I discussed it already in the N4 level Japanese lessons. So for like upper beginner, you can check like my VODs about it. But yeah. Okay, so what have you noticed? First off, this. Instead of using de for a lot of like so if you've noticed, unlike, you know, for example, asoko de tabemasu. So we use de for like a lot of verbs, right? If you want to say, if you want to indicate that verb is being done at a certain place. But one of those exceptions is arimasu, because you are dictating the existence of something. You are dictating the existence of something. So dictating that existence at a certain place will no longer use the de particle, but will use the ni particle. Okay? Oh, can the tap be long, hard, throbbing? Ah! Yabe, hentai da! Skebe yang! Nanka gomennasai. So, to continue, so arimasu not only. Yes, I need milk. Iroiro owatta na, Rokuro. So note also that arimasu is not just, you know, to dictate the existence of something, but also to dictate something as something that you own. So let's have this example. Okay, let's have長い結構長いなんか楽しみしてるなOkay, never mind. I did not say shit. 何も言ってない I did not say shit. Oh my god. 痛いもう投げられすぎてもう気持ちよくなってきたなんかごめんなさいド M いや 何も言ってない何も言ってない何も気のせいだった気のせいだよ気のせいNo, I did not say anything. That was your imagination. Hi, 戯れは一旦さておきSo, besides all that fun, anyways, so let's have this example. It's fine. Okay, so let's have this example. Sorry. I know what you're wondering. Rokuro, what the fuck is this? What the hell is this? So, Exo is liquid crystal. So this is liquid crystal. So when I say Exo tabletto, I'm referring to an LCD tablet. So gaarimasu can also mean I have something or I own something. So for this example, I have like a display tablet. So the display tablet in this case is LCD. You know, liquid crystal display. Hence it's Eksho. Like Eki is like liquid, Sho is crystal. So this is like the liquid part. And this is liquid crystal. So yeah, with that, I will move according, you know, we had the hydrate earlier, so let me get some water. はい、水分補給と、さっき、水分補給の時間だと、合図が出ましたので、一旦休憩させていただきたいと思います。So, let me take a break for a bit. So, you can take a look at this for a bit. I'll keep this so that you have a bit of like, you know, ample time to take a screenshot basically. So, so hold on, I'll be back. Hey. はい、ただいま戻りました。So I'm back. Hey, I'm back. Hi. So let me remove this. What I wrote earlier is risekchu, which means I was away from my chair. So for the second example, actually, I used like the full name of the pen tablet, of like the display tablet, but normally it's abbreviated as Ekitabu. Yeah. So of course, gaarimasu can also be used to, to describe things, like events will take place. So for example, have I mentioned Raishu? I think I've mentioned Raishu. Okay,来週テニスの試合があります。So, があります can also be used to describe things will take place at a certain time. So, for example, 来週テニスの試合があります。So, there will be, or there is, I think will be is a more apt. Okay? Pretty simple, right? So you can use arimasu for non-living things and plants. Yes, and also plants. So even events. So for the events though, you use ga arimasu to describe events will take place, have taken place, whatever. So, Rokuro, how about for living things, like for sentient beings? So, it's usually like people and animals. people, for people, animals, use います。For people, animals, maybe aliens. For those, use so we use いる instead of ある for this case. So let's have an example. Hold on. Okay, 公園に露出狂があります。sorry. 露出狂がいます。I know. So yeah, today we've learned 露出狂 means exhibitionist. Yes. I've been waiting. No. I don't even want to go out at night. Oh my god. なんかもっと投げて。終わったなロクロ。何も言ってない。I did not say shit. Okay, note. I've been unleashing weird sounds now. By the way, not me. Oh my god, y'all are having fun. So you can also, so the functions here we've mentioned for arimasu, for aru, also holds for imasu, for iru. Like the only difference between aru and iru is the usage. Basically, you use aru for inanimate objects, iru for animate objects. So what if you have someone? So let's have this example. Rokuro, what is sefure? Yep. Yep, you are correct. Yes, this is also an abbreviation of animate object, usually people, animals. Yeah. So it could be people, it could be animals, maybe aliens. Just as a note though. Yes, starting 2025 with a bang. Sugoi na. I mean, we always do that. Oh my god, cue Immanuel Kant. People have intrinsic value. You must not treat people as a means to an end. Oh my god, philosophy. So for events, yeah, not really. Yeah, I guess that's it for imasu and arimasu. So, in conclusion, no. I treat people's ends to my other end. Rokuro, いろいろ終わったな。もうスケベやん。The sauciest Japanese language stream. Okay, in conclusion, yes, we need the conclusion to all this foreplay. So, how it functions is basically this. You know what? Like, imagine if my Nihongo professors see me teach Nihongo like this, they would probably be disappointed at me. They'd be like, 何やってんだこいつ? So yeah, in conclusion, this is how it works. So place ni, because the verb we have this time is the verb for like existence. Okay? Okay, that was nice. Okay, so let's discuss one more grammatical pattern. Oh my god, I miss Ninjin Riot. So this song is called Adenko Sekka. Sorry. So Denko Sekka, and this is sung by Ninjin Riot. Oh my god, I miss Show by Rock. So this is from the series Show by Rock, by the way. Was it like I think. Yep. Anyways. Just a little segue though. Rokuro, why are you putting the kanji? Because when I first encountered the kanji, I was confused myself. What the hell was this? Yes, it's not really commonly used, but you'll see this all over the place too. Like, so that you won't be confused, I might as well put in the kanji as well. Like, what's kanji for taksang? This. Of course, I'm like a deviant. Nanka, ito, hentai de sumimasen deshita. Okay, taksang is, as we mentioned earlier, taksang is an adverb. Yamete! Okay, so earlier we mentioned taksang is an adverb, which means a lot or many. So we can use, so let's demonstrate, its usage with an example. What's hot then again? Hold on. Oh my god, oh my god. なんか日本人の皆様にあらかじめにすいませんでした。あらかじめに謝ります。 Okay, let me put in the English first. Yes. Yes. Rokoro, is that what I think it is? Yes. Need I say more? Hatenba is cruising spot. Okay, I'll explain this next time. But this is the past tense. Yeah, I'll explain this next time. In like our next basic Japanese lesson. We'll go for like past tense, don't worry. But for now, believe me. So, 昨日、発展場でたくさん動画を撮りました。I took a lot of videos in the cruising spot yesterday. Oh my god, Google Translate doesn't know. You know, wink wink. I did it. やめて。クリクやめて。やだ。終わった。ロクロ終わった。But yeah, たくさん here is an adverb, remember? So what does it modify? たくさん取りました。It modifies this. Okay? So with that actually, you can have this arrangement as well. This is also possible. I know we're already comfortable with, the English language where the adverb is immediately after, or besides the verb, right? So you can do that as well in Japanese here, at least in taksan. For taksan, you can have it, before the object, before the entire, verb phrase. So verb plus the object, basically. So you can have it before the entire thing, or you can have it immediately. You can have taksang immediately before the verb. Okay? Questions? Questions so far? Ow? Oh, what's this? Oh, what's this? Okay, let's have another example. Ah. What? At least now you know what a cruising spot means in Japanese. Yep, a cruising spot in Japanese is hattemba. Hattemba desu. You might see me somewhere. Okay, Lamau! Help! Okay, let's have like another example. I forgot the kanji for yaku. Hold on. Where's my mouse? Oh hell no, I'm not. No, I don't have like a Pornhub account. Come on. Are? Oh, come on. Okay, たくさん。 Okay, there. So, So yeah, so we have either この週末たくさん焼肉を食べます or この週末焼肉をたくさん食べます So the arrangement, if you notice, if we have this object, direct object plus the object particle, and then we have the you know, let's have this. So yeah, it could be any, you know, any of the two arrangement. As long as it's both, you know, they're both before tabimasu, okay? So yeah, for taksan, it's pretty short. You'll notice eventually that for a lot of these adverbs as well, adverbs of like intensity, frequency, whatever, you'll notice for a lot of these adverbs, you can interchange them with the direct object or the indirect object. Sometimes for verbs with both a direct object, an indirect object, and even an adverb, all those three can be interchanged. So yeah. Okay, any questions so far? Because I think this would be like a good time to end this Japanese stream for today. I know there's a lot, I know. Like a lot of words. A lot of these nuts. They're sorry, I had to refresh my. Okay, so sorry. I've been like bumping about a bunch of like stuff in my room lately. Okay, so I hope like at the very least you've learned something from me besides, you know, me being horny. Which I apologize for it. So yeah, we'll continue this in 2 weeks. Because next week, I'll go for like upper basic Japanese. So I'll go for like the N4 level. Notice how I used here N5. N5 level. Like the 5th level. So next week, I'll be teaching the 4th level. Like I'll be continuing teaching the 4th level. Or JLPT N4. Okay? And with that, who do we raid? Hai, dare o raid shimasu ka? Who do we raid for today? Let's check people out. Who do we raid for today? Dare o raid shimashou ka? Okay, so I know we're I know we're like mostly English speakers who want to learn Japanese, but I want to send every one of you to a Chinese speaker who's learning Japanese. How about that? はい。ということで、みんなは多分、日本語を学ぼうとしている英語系の人だと思いますが、今回、例として、みんなに送りたいのは、中国人、中国を、知っている人に、日本語を学ぼうとしている人となっております。はい。いかがでしょうか？ So how about it? So here's the raid message. はいレイドメッセージは以下になります。So I will use the Japanese raid message this time. はい、今回はね、日本語で、レイドメッセージを送りたいと思います。はい、今回のレイドメッセージは、迷惑の焦げつよりレイド、全迷惑者集合。So yeah, so in English that is raid from the crescent moon of the covenant, all covenanters assemble. Yes. はい、コピペしてくださいね。はい、ということで、迷惑の焦げつ、閉幕と宣言する。So yeah, oh, come on! So with that, I hereby announce this crescent moon of the covenant concluded. Hi. And of course, this lesson concluded for today. So yeah, lesson's over. And now we shall raid. What if? では、最後の最後のおつろくでございます。So, 最後の挨拶。So, our last message, our last greeting for today would be おつろく。じゃあ、せーの。おつろくでした。ハッピーニューイヤー。えへ。あれ？ちょっと待って。終了メッセージはまだ草。じゃあ、どこ？アホだわ。